How you doing, guys? I'm back with another DVD update. Now, most of these movies are going to be in the horror comedy subgenre. I have 6 titles today to show you guys. So first up, we have The Man with the Screaming Brain. Now, this film was directed by Bruce Campbell and also stars Bruce Campbell. I think this film originally aired on the Sci-Fi Network about 10 years ago. And basically, this is like a Frankenstein type of story where the scientist, played by Stacy Keach, has developed this method of bringing people back to life by restoring the damaged parts of the person's brain with another person's brain. Kind of a weird sentence. But anyways, Bruce Campbell plays this business guy that comes to Russia, and he ends up getting killed by the psychotic maid, and he ends up going through this process where they fix his brain. But unfortunately, he has 2 personalities now in his head. The plot of this movie is very similar to a Steve Martin comedy called All of Me that came out about 30 years ago with Lily Tomlin, where he went through some kind of mystical thing and had her presence in his mind. This is an okay movie. I mainly got it for the artwork, and it's also like an old Anchor Bay release with the sailboat. I think they've since changed this artwork to something less appealing. I really like this artwork. I think it's the best thing about this movie. Had I paid full price for this, I think I would have been really disappointed, but since they only paid a couple dollars, the same price for a Cinnabon, I'm okay. Although I kind of wish I had just gotten Cinnabon instead. But it's alright. It's in my collection now, so what are you going to do? Right. Next up, we got Return to Newcomb High, Volume 1. And right off the bat, I gotta say, I gotta call shenanigans on this whole 2-part movie thing, because there really isn't enough story here in this movie to warrant being split into 2. Like, it's almost like, for the amount of things that happen in this movie, it's like a quarter of the story, and right when it's starting to get interesting, the movie ends, which really kind of bothered me. This is also an Anchor Bay release, but it's obviously a newer Anchor Bay, not the old Anchor Bay. One of the things that I have liked about the Troma releases in the past is that they've had really great making of documentaries, like feature-length documentaries that and their special features. Now, and that's where this release is really lacking. Like there's like a fair bit of special features, but they're a lot shorter. They're like usually like 8 minutes in length, and some of them were really good. Like they had one on choosing the cast, and another where some of the production assistants are kind of freaking out because they don't want Lloyd Kaufman to come to the set, and he shows up anyways, and they're not really getting along, and it's a shame that they didn't extend that because it was really entertaining from what they did show. Now, supposedly, I read that the main reason why they broke this release up into 2 movies was because Tarantino suggested it to Lloyd Kaufman that they should make it a 2-part movie, which I still think is a mistake. There is a trailer for Volume 2, which looks a lot more interesting than Volume 1, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out when it gets released. Alright. Next up, we have Fresh Meat, and this is a New Zealand kind of crime/cannibal film, and it's about a group of people who break their friend out of a prison transport, and they hide out in his family's house, but it turns out the family is a family of cannibals, and it's a horror comedy. It kind of, some people were equating this movie to a Tarantino type of style, but it's really more of a Rodriguez type of style. Like it's, the plot's kind of almost like From Dusk to Dawn, in a sense, where it starts off as a crime movie and turns into something else. This is a cool movie. Like there's lesbianism, cannibalism, there's decent kills in it. It's not really funny, but at least it's amusing. I enjoyed this one a fair bit. Right. Next up, we have a zombie movie, and this is Juan of the Dead. And at first I was a bit turned off by the title of this, because it kind of reminded me, of course, of Shaun of the Dead. But the title actually refers to how the main character, Juan, deals with the zombie outbreak in Cuba. I guess some people were calling it satire because in the movie, the government lies to the people about the zombie outbreak, and they tell them that basically that it's protesters, so they call them citizens and stuff like that, and they, of course, they figure out what's going on way too late. But the guy's basically just trying to make money at the zombie apocalypse. This movie's a lot of fun, but I gotta warn my Canadian buddies about this release because basically this is the glitchiest DVD that I've gotten in a long time. Um, Basically, the main problem with it is the subtitles. Like the movie is obviously in Spanish, and the subtitle options are French and English. But if you click the English, it doesn't work. I had to go around and trigger the subtitles like backhanded way, through the remote, as opposed to just clicking off the menu. And I almost brought it back, but it works fine aside from that. But maybe at some point I'll try to get a better edition, the American edition, opposed to this crappy Canadian one. Okay, next we have Sightseers. This film was directed by Ben Wheatley and it was produced by Edgar Wright, of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz fame. This movie is a lot of fun. Basically, this is a story of a girl that goes on vacation with her boyfriend, and she finds out that he's a serial killer. And instead of running away, she decides that she wants to stay with him anyways because her mom at home is kind of like a smothering mother, and she starts killing people with him. So they go across the country killing people. This movie, it's really fun. It's a good black comedy. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest you do. It's a lot of fun. Okay. And last up for this update, we have Bad Milo. Now this movie is about a guy who, when he gets stressed out, he has this creature that comes out of his butt, and the creature kills whoever it is that's stressing him out in his life. This film kind of reminds me of a comedic version of David Cronenberg's The Brood. It's a lot of fun. The creature's kind of cute in a kind of weird, kind of E.T. Gremlins kind of way. The main actor here kind of reminds me of the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, although he's a little bit probably younger and probably shorter. And this film also stars Peter Stoudemire, who's really funny in it. He plays his psychiatrist who figures everything out. So, hey guys, check this one out if you can, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.